सच्चिदानंद रूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। स्वसुख निभृत चेतास्तद्व्युदस्तान्य भावोऽपि अजित रुचिरलीला कृष्णसारस्तदीयम् व्यतनुत कृपया यस्तत्त्वदीपं पुराणम् तमखिल वृजनग्नम् व्याससूनुं नतोऽस्मि। Bhakti as twofold, sadhana bhakti and sadhya bhakti. We had seen in detail the sadhana bhakti, navidha bhakti. It depends on the disposition of the person, whether bhakti marga is more profitable or jnana marga. In the sense, to a person who has his heart, in the sense antakarna, komala, tender, in the sense which is emotional, more emotional. The bhakti culminating in sadhya bhakti becomes more profitable, more practical. On the contrary, for the person who has got antakarana heart, which is more sharp, more rational, to him, the path of inquiry, what you call as Shravana Manana, culminating in Nididhyasana, that becomes more practical. But even this person has to take to sadhana bhakti. By sadhana bhakti, the mind gets pure, shuddhantakarana, which is the shuddhantakarana, which is indispensable in gaining atma-jnana, brahma-jnana, can be gained by bhakti, that is karma yoga, wherein you offer your karmas to Ishvara. Fulfillment of desire is not the criterion in doing a karma, but the same karma is transformed into worship. Whereas this person who is more emotional, tender heart, and heart in the sense, the mind, intellect. Bhakti alone can lead to such an extent that his mind can get absorbed in the Bhagavad Sarupa. More about this bhakti aspect as leading to sadhya bhakti, absorption of the mind in Bhagavad Sarupa will be seen later. Before that, we'll go into the Chatusshloki Bhagavata. As told earlier, Bhagavata is Bhakti Pradhana. Bhakti Pradhana in the sense, the sadhana of bhakti is prominently given as the means to gain Bhagavad Sarupa. That is why Bhagavad Mahapurana is predominantly centered around the gunas, features, leelas, the sports of Bhagavan, and especially on those of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. It provides a relatively easier means to even a lay person to take to the accomplishment of the highest goal of life. So now this is the Bhagavad Guna Pradhana, predominantly the Shastra, which deals with the glories, the features of Bhagavan as the means of attaining him. Automatically, the avatars, the incarnations of Bhagavan come in picture. So the question comes, what is the avatar? Literally, avatara means descending down, coming down. Descending down, coming down. Who's descending down? Who comes down? Of course, Paramatma. But Paramatma is all-pervasive, sarvavyapi, and it is formless, nirakara. It is ekarasa, limitless happiness. Therefore, avatara doesn't mean Paramatma comes down from a place where he was to a place where he is not. Comes down, descending down. That is not the meaning of avatara. Why? Paramatma is everywhere. You can go from a place where you are to a place where you are not. Wherever you are, you can't go there, you are already there. So is Paramatma, who is sarvavyapi, where the question of coming and going for him comes. So therefore, avatara means the manifestation, the Vyaktatva of the Avyakta, unmanifest Paramatma Tattva. The Paramatma was unmanifest hitherto becomes manifest. And whatever that is called a Jagat is without any exception Paramatma and Paramatma only, and yet unfortunately it is not known as Paramatma. Paramatma becoming manifest. So when the jivas in the world start behaving, violating the norms of dharma, the right conduct, Paramatma takes a specific form with specific power to fulfill specific mission. And that is what is called as that manifestation of unmanifest Paramatma Tattva in a definite, manifest form with specific name and nama and rupa for a specific mission with specific powers. That's what is called as avatar. As per scriptures, there are 16 kalas. Kalas here means specific powers that belong to avatar. Shodasha kala. Of course, in Prashnopanishad, we have got 16 kalas in terms of upadhis, parts. But here, in the case of avatar, when we say 16 kalas, they mean 16 specific powers. Now, in the manifest world, manifest creation, we can find different embodiments, different levels of beings having varying kalas. For example, the species or categories which are called as Udbija. Udbija yoni means those things which are born by splitting the earth. Vegetation, a seed, sprouting, etc., from the earth. These are such beings are predominantly Annamaya Kosha Pradhana. Other koshas are there, rudimentary, but predominantly they have got the Annamaya Kosha as the main part of it. It has got one kala. In Svedaja, beings born from the moisture, or that means so just moisture, etc. They have got two kalas, and they are Pranamaya Kosha Pradhan. In them, the prominent one kosha is Pranamaya Kosha. Third comes the variety of Andaja, born from eggs, birds and reptiles. They have got three kalas. Manomaya Kosha Pradhana. Fourth comes the Jarayuja, born from womb, animals, etc., including human, but human category different. So these animals, etc., born of womb, Jarayuja, they have got four kalas, wherein Vijnanamaya Kosha is Pradhana prominent. Then comes the Jarayuja Manusha. Human being also is Jarayuja, but a special category is there. Born of womb. This human who is born of womb has got five kalas, wherein Anandamaya Kosha is the Pradhana prominent one. Then 6 to 8 kalas are found in those humans who have risen above their identification with the Pancha Koshas. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, who have risen above their erroneous identification with this. Depending on their accomplishment, they can have such this kala specific powers up to 8, 6 to 8. Beyond 8, A human cannot have more colors. The manifestation colors, which varies from 9 to 15, depending on the need, belongs to all what are called as Aushawataras. Avatars, we are not full, not Purna, but it is in part. There, the colors vary from 9 to 15, depending on the need of that particular need of the mission for which that avatar, Ansha Avatara, is coming. For example, Vyasa is Ansha Avatara. Vyasa is Ansha Avatara. They can have up to 15 colors, whereas 16 colors are found in only Purna avatars. For example, Bhagavan Krishna is Purna avatara who has got 16 colors. So therefore, the power that any avatar wields depends on the specific mission for which it has come. This being so, this comparing and contrasting different avatars is a futile exercise. There cannot be superiority or inferiority in the case of avatar. It is tailor-made depending on the mission for which it has come. So therefore, one should not indulge in whether this type of avatar is better or that avatar better. It is as per the need of the hour. Now here one point may arise. This concept of avatar, is it conceived by Vyasa to write Puranas? No. The fact of avatar as a phenomenon in this srishti is found in Vedas also. In Vedas, at different places, we do find the mention of avatars. For example, in Rig Samhita 1:22-17, the entire story, and also Rig Samhita 1:22-17, and also Shatapatha Brahmana, that is 1, 2, and 5 to 7. Here we find entire story of Vamanavatara. As for Kurmavatara, it is there mentioned in Taittiriya Aranyaka 1:23 and 1, and also Shatapatha Brahmana 7:3-25. Varavatara is found in Taittiriya Brahmana 1:3-5, and in Shatapatha Brahmana also. Parashurama Avatara is found in Aitareya Brahmana. Besides that, in Vedas at different places, Vishnu, Rudra, Surya, Shakti, etc. Devatas are in form. Devatas are form. More than that, in Kenopanishad, the manifestation of a yaksha. Yaksha means there it is a bright and brilliant figure. Appearance of that. It also is in the category of avatara only. Devas could not find what that yaksha is. In fact, what happened was there was battle between devas and asuras. Asuras are always adharmic in nature. Devas are the people who live by dharma. The Parameshwar Tattva helped the devas to win the battle. But devas became arrogant. They started, celebrating the victory, that they have won the battle. Parameshwar Tattva thought, of course, such vanity is okay as far as the demons are concerned, asura. But it is not good for devas who are sattvic in nature or dharmic in nature. They should not have such arrogance and vanity. So, Parameshwar Tattva, Paramatma Tattva thought these should be taught a lesson. So, on the horizon, a very bright and brilliant figure appeared for the Yaksha. Devatas saw that. Who is that? Maybe some enemy, etc. So, Agni was sent. Find out who he is. He went with all this. Instead of he asking that Yaksha who is, Yaksha in turn first asked, who are you? What are your prowess? And this Agni started, see, look, asking Agni, who are you? Is it an ordinary question? Suppose in India, who is this Narendra Modi? Can anyone ask? No. That is asking Agni, who are you? And implicitly he is what? Answering. What are your powers? If chance given, I can burn anything in the creation. Oh, I see. What that Yaksha does is, places a blade of grass. Come on, burn this. Think of it. Asking Agni Devata to burn that blade of grass. And he obviously tries to. He could not burn it. Tried by all means to burn it. Getting humiliated without any further dialogue returned. Devatas are asking what happened. Ishra told, I don't know. Why you were sent? Same thing, the Yaksha, who are you? I'm so and so. Achha, what is your power? If chance given, I can blow the entire world. I see. The blade of grass was there. Below this would not return. Then Indra thought, I will have to go now. And these had gone with their vanity and arrogance that they are some great. Indra thought now, this Yaksha is not an ordinary entity. This must be some great. So he went with all humility. And by the time he reached, Yaksha disappeared. But Indra didn't give up. With all humility and expectation, he stood there watching at the place. Perhaps some information can be gained. At that time, there appears Aimavati. Aimavati is goddess Parvati, Upalakshana for Brahma Vidya. And with all humility, Indra asks, who was that Yaksha? She says, it was none other than Paramatma Tattva only. You people were arrogant over the victory. And it wanted to teach you a lesson that you have won the battle, because of the power lent to you by Paramatma. And if that is withdrawn, you have no power at all. So that is how. But this yaksha was nothing but Avatara Tattva only, the principle of Avatara. With this background, let us enter into the text that we have proposed, namely Chatusshloki Bhagavatam. Chatusshloki Bhagavatam is teaching of Bhagavan Vishnu, Vaikuntadipati Mahavishnu. This teaching to Brahmaji. Brahmaji was on the verge of creating the Jagat. But he could not understand how to proceed. In addition, he had a doubt, not only a doubt, a fear that this act of creation, starting the Srishti, may bind him, Bandhakaraka. So, at that time, he tried his best to recall from past creation how to create. He could not proceed. Then hear the voice, Tapa, Tapa, do tapas, do tapas. He tries to find out from where this voice has come. Who has told this? He could not find any source of it. No person around. But he has very clearly heard, Tapa, Tapa means do tapas, do tapas. So he starts doing tapas, withdraws himself from the entire Jagat, controls the prana, and with a single pointed attention of the mind, he contemplates on higher principle for years together. So to him, Vishnu appears and he shows him the Vaikuntha, who Brahmaji. Afterwards, holding his hand, like that, holding the hand of a friend, was smile and compassion. Ask, come on, I'm very happy with your tapas. Ask the boon what you want. Brahmaji says, Bhagavan, you are Antaryami. You abide in the Hridaya of each and every being. You are the one who enable everyone to function. You already know for what purpose I have done the tapas. And yet, because you have asked, the etiquette demands that I have to reply. And he places before him his problem. To which Vishnu, of course, he asks a few questions, to which Vishnu replies. Only 4 verses, which contains the summary of entire Bhagavata Mahapurana. Those 4 verses unfold and reveal what is the true nature of Bhagavad Tattva. What is the real nature of Bhagavan? In other words, what is technically called as Pratipadya. Pratipadya means the topic, the subject matter, which is the main text or the main principle, which is unfolded in a particular text. So, these 4 verses, which is the gist of entire Mahabhagavata, Bhagavata Mahapurana, Bhagavata Mahapurana, not Mahabhagavata, Bhagavata Mahapurana, gives what is the Pratipadya subject matter, which is the main principle in Bhagavad. Therefore, this is without the Leelas, the sports of Bhagavan, which has been presented prominently in Bhagavad Shastra as the means to gain the highest Bhagavad Tattva. That is further elaborated by who? Vyasa, as a means sadhana which can cater to even lay person to take to that. So, these 4 verses reveal to us what is the absolute content, what is the gist of Bhagavata Mahapurana. Before entering that, as I told you, I would like to take the first 2 verses of beginning of Bhagavata Mahapurana. That is the verse number 1 and 2 of first skanda, first chapter. This also reveals what is the Pratipadya, what the topic mainly enunciated in Bhagavata Purana. And as it is customary, Vyasa starts it with what is called a Mangalacharana. Mangalacharana is an auspicious introduction of the topic that is to be dealt with in the form of a prayer to Bhagavan. It has got, as you know, most of you know it, it has got 3 aspects. One is Parisamapti, the successful completion of the work taken in hand. For example, now Vyasa has started writing Bhagavad Purana. That should be completed. There are many things necessary. For example, Mahabharata was very, but Vyasa had problem. What is it? He needs a scribe, stenographer, and matching to who? Vyasa. Such a great one. And then he was suggested at the request Ganapati. So Ganesh said, yes, I will do that. But I've got a condition. What is it? I'm not going to prescribe. Once started, you can't stop it. Now what to do? Vyasa was ready for it. Yes. But I also got a counter condition. What is it? You should not write anything without knowing full implication of it. What I say. Yes, he said. So whenever Vyasa wanted coffee break, he used to put such a verse for which Ganesha had to scratch his head and he should do that. Like that. Anyway, so there can be obstruction. Maybe the work in hand may not be completed. The prayer to Bhagavan that Parisamapti, the work taken in hand, gets successfully completed. That is one thing. Second purpose is what is called Prachaya Gamana, that is propagation, prachar of that particular text among the people of posterity, that it should help the people in the posterity. That is one. Third comes Shishtachara, an ideal, an example placed before the people that it is better that prayer is offered in the beginning of such endeavors. Truly speaking, persons like Vyasa, whose mind is always absorbed in the Bhagavad Swarupa, there is nothing amangala for them. Everything is mangala, Bhagavad Swarupa. They find everywhere Bhagavan only. Where is the amangala? Inauspicious. He said, Sarvada Sarva Kaleshu Nasti Tesham Amangalam Esham Hridisto Bhagavan Mangalayatanam Hari Yesham Hridistha Mangalayatanam Hari. The Hari or Hara, who is Ayatana, abode of Mangala. For them, Nasitesham Amangalam. For them, there is nothing called inauspiciousness. Sarvada Sarvakaleshu. At all time, always, at all time, there is nothing. And yet, they do it to set an ideal for others, because Yadyadacharati Sreshtaha Tat Tadevetarujana. Whatever a person in high esteem does, others follow the suit. Mangalacharana also is done mentally. You think of Bhagavan and do it. But in such texts, etc., it is expressed in words to teach a lesson to the people in the posterity. So this serves as Mangalacharana, a prayer to start this work. At the same time, the person who composes being of the stature of Vyasa, he gives what is the sum and substance of the topic that is discussed in Bhagavata Mahapurana. Please read the first verse, Janmadhyasya yato.
Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditarataschaarteshvabhignaswarat tene brahmhridaya adikavaye mushyanti yatsurayah tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi.
Once again.
जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
So I will give Anvaya in parts and parts. If one Anvaya will be long, it happens. First short and then connected to that. It says Param Dhimahi, last two words. Param Dhimahi. Dhimahi. Let us meditate on Param. We'll see what is Param. Or we meditate on that Param. What is that Param? Parameshwara Tattva. Paramatma Tattva. We meditate on Paramatma Tattva. We think of it. Who is we? And who is writing this? Vyasa. Why the plural has come? Means we along with the disciples also. Not only me, but with the disciples, we meditate on who? The Paramatma Tattva. Param. This is what is the content of first verse. The question comes, who is this Param? Who is this Parameshwara? Who is this Paramatma you are meditating upon? That is described or defined or indicated by 7 phrases, 7 definitions, 7 descriptions. What is that? Param, Parameshwara Tattva. Before proceeding, we should keep in mind, in Puranas or in Vedanta, when we use the words such as Bhagavan, Parameshwara, Paramatma, Ishvara, Brahman, Atma, Nirguna Brahma, Saguna Brahma, Ishvara, means the words related to Brahma without gunas, Nirguna Brahma, whatever words they are, and words related to Bhagavat Tattva, the same Brahma principle with attributes Saguna, Savishesha. For practical purpose, we don't distinguish between these two. At times, one is used for other. Because for practical purpose, there is no distinction between Nirguna Brahma and Saguna Brahma, because it speaks of one and the same ultimate reality, with the form and name or without the name and form. But wherever context demands in relation to the nature of this principle, with and without gunas or visheshas, distinction does come. So all along in Bhagavata, when we come across such words, Bhagavan, Parameshwara, Paramatma, Nirguna Brahma, Saguna Brahma, and also not only that, I, Bhagavan referring oneself as I. We should see the context. What is referred to? Not simply it is Saguna, nor simply it is Nirguna. It is dependent on the context. Take this proper noun, first person singular, I, aham. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna says I in Bhagavad Gita, it can be from 3 different standpoints. One, it can be I, me, who is it? Vasudeva Putra, Devaki Nandana, Yashoda Nandana, Nanda Nandana, Mr. Krishna, the child or grown up. One meaning. Second meaning can be Krishna as Avatara Swarupa, Bhagavad Avatara. Means one who is building this body for a specific mission. Third can be Parabrahma Swarupa, Nirguna Brahma Swarupa, free from embodiment. For all these three, the first person singular, I is you. So we have to see the context and know which I is referred to. Whether this body the I, Avatara I, or Parabrahma Sarupa. So also in Bhagavata, wherever in the mouth of Bhagavan this word I has come, we have to find out whether it is as an individual or as avatar or as the Parabrahma Swarupa. You have to find out. Otherwise, for practical purpose, no distinction is made. Because both are one and the same principle. So that should be kept in mind. So now here comes Param Dhimahi. So we meditate upon that Param, Parameshwara Tattva. The question comes, what is that Parameshwara Tattva? Actually, which is the Pratipadya, the topic, the subject matter of Bhagavata Mahapurana. He gives 7 indications. Number 1 is Satyam. One by one will come. Number 1 is Satyam. Then comes, what is Satyam? It is defined in 2 ways. We see in detail what is called as Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. So first, what is the nature of Satyam? Actually, Satyam means Avitatham. Avitatham means Navitatham. That entity, that principle, which never changes. Always it is as it is. It also means which has no beginning or birth, which it involves change. It has no destruction end, which involves change. All along, it is changeless, one and the same. Avitatham, wherein we find in Taittiriya Upanishad, 2nd chapter, Bhagavali, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman Soshnute Sarvam Kaman Sa Brahmana Vipachiteti. That this Paramatma Tattva is defined by 3 words. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. There is purpose for that. We are not going to go in detail that. So Satyam means that which always is, without change, without mutation. Avitatham, na vitatham, that which is not subject to change. What is it? So there is one that is further described as like this. I will give you the phrases of sentences. You can make note in terms of anvaya. Yatra trisargaha amrusha tejo varibhrudam yatha vinimaya. Second description. You just note it, we'll see in detail. Yatra trisargaha amrusha, avagra is there. It can be taken with avagra amrusha. After we say without avagra, brusha also can be taken. Both meanings hold good. Amrusha or brusha. Yatha tejo varibhrudam yatha vinimaya. This is the second phrase. Further, next phrase is Svena dhamna sada nirasta kuhakam. See, I just rearranged it to make it simplified. Otherwise, from the beginning, phrases can be taken. So it is Svena, this next phrase, Svena sada, Svena dhamna sada nirasta kuhakam. You can add tam satyam. That's satyam. It was adjective clauses for satyam. These are all adjective clauses for satyam. The next phrase is Yasya janmadi yataha. Yasya janmadi yataha. Arteshu anvayad itaratascha. Arteshu anvayad itaratascha. The phrase is Asya janmadi yataha. Arteshu anvayad itaratascha. Then next phrase comes abhidnyaha, one word only. Abhidnyaha, one word. Next phrase is swarat, one word only. Swarat. Next phrase is yaha adi kavaye. Yaha adi kavaye ruda brahma tene. Brahma tene. Next. Not next, part of it only. Yat suraya muhyanti. Yat suraya muhyanti. In short, that param dhimahi, we meditate on that Paramatma Tattva. We meditate on that Parameshwar Tattva. We meditate on that Bhagavat Tattva. What is it? Satyam. What is Satyam? Described in terms of these phrases. So, that is, Satyam means Satyam Param Dhimahi. We meditate on that Paramatma Tattva, Parameshwar Tattva, which is Satyam. Now, what is this Satyam? Which is always changeless. One and the same principle. Ever existent in nature. Never destructible. What is it? Is defined from two standpoints. What we call as Swarupa Lakshana and other is Tatastha Lakshana. These Lakshanas apply to anything. Swarupa Lakshana, the basic nature of the thing, the basic characteristic feature of a thing. Swarupa, in the sense, it is intrinsic characteristic or intrinsic nature of an entity. The intrinsic, Mulabhuta, the fundamental, the basic characteristic or nature of a thing is called Swarupa Lakshana. Tatastha Lakshana is a distinctive mark of an entity by which it can be known, and yet that distinctive mark is not the nature of the entity. That is, Tatastha Lakshana is a distinctive mark of an entity which makes you know what it is, by which that entity can be known, and yet that distinctive mark is basically different from the nature of the entity to be known. We can, generally, example is given. Suppose you went to a place where your friend is living. For many years, we had not gone there. We have his address. And it is a huge housing complex. Same type of buildings. Your number. But where to find? So he asked a person, where is building of this number? They look, there, no, on that, no, on the top, on the terrace, one crow is sitting. One crow is sitting. That is the building. Now, this crow is not part and parcel of the building. It is sitting there, now it may fly off also. But when you have located that building with that crow, even if that crow flies away, you can locate which the building is. The distinctive mark, which helps you to know that, yet it is not the intrinsic feature of the thing to be known. For Tatastha Lakshana. So, now first we'll see the Swarupa Lakshana. What exactly is the intrinsic nature, the Mula Bhuta Swarupa, intrinsic characteristic, or the Satyam, which is Param. Then we'll go to the Tatastha Lakshana. For example, in Taittiriya, Bhruguvalli, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Swarupa. Whereas in the, not Bhruguvalli, second Valli is Brahmananda Valli. Taittiriya, second chapter, second Valli section, Brahmananda Valli. The third one, Bhruguvalli, Tatastha Lakshana. Yato vayamani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanta vivasam vishanti tad vijidnyasasva tad brahmeti. So both are given here. So next time we'll see in detail.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ